วัสดีครับอาจารย์ครับผม
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. We shall see who will be the first comer. Marco, you're the first one in the room. Welcome. How are you?
Hi, Ajaan. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. Thank you. What can I help you?
I have a couple of questions. First, I would like to report my homework. I've been the last 2 days keeping the 8 precepts. It's been going well. I'm noticing that my mind is very calm. I'm doing a lot of walking meditation, about 1 hour to 1.5 hours each day. I try to do the sitting meditation as well, and I've changed my approach. I used to try to do it as long as possible, but now when I'm noticing I'm getting tired, I'm cutting it off, and I'm noticing that I can keep aware basically for 15 minutes, because if I try longer, I'm noticing that I get drowsy, and then I change to walking meditation again. So first, I would like to ask you on guidance on how I can really prevent being drowsy, and is this the right approach to just make it smaller intervals?
I think the main problem with drowsiness came from eating too much. If you want to be a meditator, you have to eat less. Just no other way about it, You just have to, because when your stomach is full, your body tends to be drowsy and sleepy. So you have to reduce the food intake as much as possible. If you just keep reducing until you feel that you no longer become drowsy.
That's a good one. That's multiple suggestions for being healthy. I'm noticing now that I'm doing the 8 precepts. So I try to eat only one meal a day. And then in the evening, I think then the second part is that the body gets tired too. And then that doesn't help either. So I think it's a combination probably that I need to work on.
Yes, and working as a layman also can be a hindrance to your meditation practice. Because when you work,
Yeah.
your body get tired, and if you eat less, that will make your body much more weaker. So it's a hard thing to do to meditate as a layman.
Yeah. I'm trying to make it a habit to do it in the morning before chanting. And then at least I know that I won't fall asleep at that point in time. But I do notice then at that point in time that the mind gets very restless towards work, already start worrying about the things to do at work. And then that also is not, this doesn't really give a calm feeling, say it like that.
That's the result of the lack of mindfulness. Your mindfulness isn't strong enough to keep your mind from thinking. So you have
Yeah,
to maybe use the mantra or do some chanting to stop your mind from thinking before you can meditate. Or if you
yeah,
cannot meditate, just you have to accept that you just have to work on your mindfulness first.
yeah, that's a good one. Thank you, Ajaan. And another question I have is regarding my ego. My ego is very big, and I easily get very defensive. I would like to ask your guidance on suggestions how to make that less. I'm trying to submit myself every day to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha and really give over my ego. But I noticed that when situations come up where I feel, I don't know, probably attacked or not comfortable, then my ego gets in the way.
You have to do role playing. You have to see yourself as a servant to everybody. Treat everybody as your boss.
That's a good one. So
That's what the Buddha recommend. Treat yourself like rag, which people can just step on it, use it to clean, to wipe dirty stuff, and you don't mind doing that, being a rag.
that's a good one too. I
Well,
try to do that now with the discussions that I have with my wife, and I notice that the ego sometimes does come up, but I like the rag. Indeed,
yeah.
that's true. Okay, thank you, Ajahn. And then I had another question. So I'm trying to separate the five aggregates, and I'm struggling a little bit to understand the difference between Vedana and Sanya. Could you explain it in an example for me?
Yes, Vedana are feelings. When you're feeling good, this is Vedana. Like when you have a full meal, you feel good. For me, having a full meal, that's Sukha Vedana, a good or happy feeling. When you're hungry, that's Dukkha Vedana or unhappy feeling. Uh, so this is feeling, how you feel when you're faced with some situation. When you see somebody you like, you have good feeling. When you run into somebody you don't like, you have bad feeling. This is Vedana. Okay.
Okay.
And Sanya, memory. In Thai, we translate it as memory or perception. When you perceive things, this is the work of Sanya. When you see me, you're perceiving me, this is Sanya. And you also have memory of me, whether I'm the person you like or you don't like. And when you have this perception of me as somebody like that you like, you have good feeling come up. If you see somebody that you have bad feeling, have bad memory of that person, you have bad feeling come up. So this is the work of sanya.
Okay. And then the vijnana is the actual consciousness about the situation, right?
The vijnana is the one that receive the information from the body, the the sensual objects from the body, and send
Okay.
it to the mind. That's all it does. It's just a receiver of sensual objects.
Okay.
And then is the sanya that does the processing what type of this sensual object are. They good or bad to you? Then when you have find out that they're good, you have good feeling toward them. If you find out that they're bad, they were bad to you before, then you say, oh, this is bad. You have bad feeling. Then comes sankhara. Sankhara is thinking, what should I do with these things? If I see somebody I don't like, you may try to avoid that person. You can. That's sankhara telling you, uh, take a detour, turn left, or don't face this person. But the problem with sankhara is sometimes you want to do something that you cannot do. That's when you're creating dukkha in your mind. Like you don't want to be this person, so you try to avoid this person, but you could not do it. Then you get dukkha. You get that. This is not vedana now. This is dukkha of stress in your mind, which is different from feelings that we just mentioned just now. Feelings come from the the perception of the sensual objects. But stress in the mind comes from our cravings to do something or not to do something. So
So
this is
so Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
So this is where our problem lies, in our cravings. Sometimes we just have to face things we don't like. We don't want to have any stress. So face the tiger and let the tiger do whatever it likes. And you're not going to be stressful. You're ready to let it pounce on you.
My ego's too big for that still. Too afraid for the tiger, I guess. So if I compare that to the advice that you kindly gave me last time, it's because I have a lot of remorse for past situations, and I look back. Are those also then new sankharas that I'm creating based on old situations? And does it help me to reflect on those and try to find the 5 aggregates in them to try to analyze them?
You don't need to analyze the 5 aggregates. You just have to know what they are. That's all, how they work, and the one that you really have to control is your sankhara, your thought. The other you cannot control. They are automatic. See? As soon as you
Okay.
see a picture, a person, sanya will start working, trying to process what this picture is. And then once you find out, then it will create feeling for you, good or bad feeling, or neutral feeling. The problem is sankhara, how you're going to react to those things that that come into contact with you. And the Buddha said you have to use wisdom to teach sankhara to see that everything is anatta, not under your control. They are natural phenomena. So the only thing you can do is just to bear it, face it, grin and bear it. You see something you don't like, just, you know, just take the bitter medicine. Don't run away.
Yeah.
If you cannot run away, just face it and let it happen, whatever's going to happen. But you know, in this way, you will not create any problem for your mind. No stress, no anxiety, no worry. You're ready to face any situation. So this is why we need to practice meditations, so that we can have equanimity. Once we have equanimity, then we can remain calm and face any situation undisturbed. But if we don't have any equanimity, we will not be able to face the things that we don't like to face. So we will try to avoid, try to run away. But eventually you'll get into a corner where you cannot run away or avoid. Then you can become very stressful. But if you can calm your mind and stop the mind from reacting, then your mind will be calm and peaceful and take whatever comes to you.
Yeah. And that's towards the one where indeed the feeling is negative, I'm trying to avoid. And then of course there's also the one that the deluded mind that was still attached in the past to the physical body and seeing beauty in women, for instance. And that's something that now, by training on the 32 parts and also doing Asupa training, I'm trying to train my mind's eye to see the truth behind it. And I'm noticing that that's helping. I'm noticing that there's now more awareness about the true nature of the body, and that's making it easier to. In the past, I had the scanning eyes. I don't have that anymore. I'm noticing that I'm not looking around anymore because I'm seeing more of the truth in that. But that's also then sankharas that I would be building, right? It would be something that would build up in the mind, and then based on that, you would take the actions. And by the lack of wisdom, you would take the wrong decisions. And at this point in time, I'm noticing that there's a voice in my head that's trying to guide me and point me in the right direction. Is that can I then translate that as morale?
What we need to do is to reprogram our perception. Our perception is not according to reality. See? We perceive things that is not true. Like we see things as permanent, see things as beautiful, see things as something we can control. So this is the one that will give us the wrong perception and wrong feeling, and then give us the wrong reaction. So what we want to do is to reprogram the perception, to teach the mind to see that everything is impermanent. Everything is not under our control. Everything, all people, all body are not beautiful or good looking. So this will then change your reaction to these things. Instead of reacting, you are becoming more receiving, accepting than reacting.
Yeah.
So right now, this is why we want to train our mind with wisdom. Wisdom is the process of changing our perception from delusional to real. Our perception is delusional. We see things as permanent. We see things as having a self. We see things as good looking, attractive when in fact it is not good looking or attractive.
Yeah.
So if we can see the truth, we in our perception see things as they are, then we don't need to do any reaction because we know that it's pointless to react or to do anything to them because they are not under our control. We cannot possess them or keep them for long if we try to possess them. Sooner or later they will slip away from us.
Yeah. Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay. So try to change your perception. Look at everything as if you have problem with body, people's body, look at the other side of the body. Look at the unpleasant side of the body. So
Yeah.
you don't be deluded to think that the body is attractive, good looking. Beauty is only skin deep, right? So that's why we have to go under the skin.
Yeah, my wife often makes a joke and then she takes out the hair and she said, "Do you like my hair?" It's like, no, not like this when she holds the strand of hair like that. So it's indeed true that if you see it for what it really is, that helps. And that's why the Asupa training is helping as well. We're watching a lot of operations and it's actually repulsive to see the body on the inside. It helps.
Or if you look at things as being impermanent, being temporary, then your attachment to things will be less or not at all. Because you
Yeah.
know sooner or later you will have to lose them.
Yeah.
And when you lose them, you don't feel any sadness because you already know ahead of time that this is what's going to happen.
Yeah. Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay. So our problem is sankhara and sanya. Sanya, our perception, and sankhara, our reaction
Yeah.
toward things. We react with craving. We react with attraction or aversion, which cause stress in our mind.
Yeah.
We don't want to have any stress. We don't react with aversion or react with affection, with love or hate. We just merely react with rationality, with calmness, with equanimity.
Yes. Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Good. Hope you can chew on this thing and maybe make some use from it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thanks, Ajaan.
You're welcome. Next, Alsa Sim. Hi, Alsa Sim from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajaan. May I
Yeah.
report on my practice?
Okay.
I feel that if I do walking meditation around 15 to 20 minutes, then I do my sitting meditation. It's easier and then the mind settle down very fast. Then I went into ekagata, one-pointedness, no thinking. Then I feel my body, the whole body from the head to the toe expanding. Then I just watched it and for some time. Then either I feel the mind is above and the body, as if the body and the mind are two separate entities. The mind is above. Then I still continue meditating.
I think you should not pay attention to your body when you meditate. You want to make your mind empty and calm. If anything comes up, it means your mind isn't yet calm. It's not still enough. It's still creating these images. So come back to your meditation object rather than watching what's appearing in your mind during your meditation.
Okay. Mm.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Anything else?
Sometimes I reflect, maybe over 30 years ago, my meritorious deed that I did, then I have a rapture. Is it possible after so many years?
Yes, the good deed that you did sometime when they come up, they can give you a sense of peace and happiness, or rapture, as you say. Sometimes it helps you in your time of stress, when somehow you can think of the good thing that you've done, then suddenly a wave of this good feeling will just come up and overwhelm the stress that you were under. Because this is the consequence of our good karma.
Yes.
Sometimes they just come up when we didn't expect it, but we needed it, and it just came up to help us, to make us feel better.
Mm.
But if we didn't have any good karma, we didn't do any good karma before, we wouldn't have it.
Because I recollect when over 30 years ago, when I stayed in the meditation center, then in the morning, 4 o'clock, I wake up, I do help with the morning dana. And then after that, I go to school to teach. Then after that, I come back, I have to look after the monk's mother who had a brain operation. Then at night, I did meditation there. Then the next morning, the whole day, I was reflecting on all the meritorious deeds I've done. Then I feel very happy.
Yes, this thing can be, but maybe not all the time. If you do it again, it might not feel the same way because it becomes stale. So you need to think of something else. But it's best just to not to think at all. Try to empty your mind at all times.
Just a reflection.
Yes.
Mm.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
You're
And then
welcome.
thank you for your advice.
Next, Mike from New York. Mike, good morning to you.
Good evening, Ajaan. Thank you for taking me again and talking to us as always. My practice has been going pretty well. I've been meditating every day. I noticed over the weekend I had kind of an unpleasant day that my partner had kind of put me through, and I noticed that I this anger kind of arose in me over the next day, even like lingering today, and it's something that I've been not wanting to act on or say anything on, kind of just like not kind of bypass the anger a little bit, because I know that it's like kind of maybe about attachment, or it's like something that's already passed, so like it shouldn't continue to upset me. But I was just curious if you, Tanajan, had any like lessons about using insight to kind of untether yourself to angry mind states.
Yes, our anger are caused by our cravings or expectation. We expected something from somebody, and when we don't get what we expect, then we become angry or sad. So the way to solve this problem is not to expect anything from anybody. Take things as they come. Don't expect the person to do something for you, to do good things for you, or say nice things to you. Maybe that person is not ready to be nice to you today. So that person might act real bad to you. But if you don't expect anything from that person, then you won't feel sad or angry at that person. You will understand that this is the nature of that person. Sometimes it can be good and sometimes it can be bad. So this is our problem. Our anger is not caused by other people's action. It's our expectation of people's action. not according to what we expect to be. So the best thing is try to take things as they come without any expectation. Then you will not be surprised because you're not expecting anything. Everything is, will be acceptable because you don't expect anything. So anything happen, you can accept them. Okay, so try. The way to be able to do this, you have to have happiness inside yourself. You have to be happy within. You have to have equanimity or happiness from jhana. Once you have happiness from jhana, you feel contented, and so you don't feel you need anything from anybody. In the end, you end up living alone. What's the point of living with anybody? The reason why you live with other people because you expect something from them. But once you no longer need them, then if you can be happy by meditation, then you'll find that it's better just to be alone. Then you won't have no disappointment, no sadness, no anger toward that person that you live with. Okay, so try to do more mindfulness meditation. Try to get to jhana, get to equanimity. That's why you have contentment. Okay.
Thank you, Ajaan.
And the next step is to see everything as an impermanent, unreliable source of happiness. So don't rely on anything because sometimes you can get it and sometimes you don't. Or sometimes you can get it, but you can also lose it afterward. So it's better not to expect anything or rely on anything for making you happy. Rely on your own mind to keep it calm and contented. By mindfulness, meditation, and by wisdom, by seeing that everything in this world is not reliable source of happiness for us. They are a source of our anxiety and stress. Once you have something, you become anxious or stressful toward that object, that thing that you have. Okay. Anything else?
I think you answered it well. Thank you, Ajaan.
So just keep practicing mindfulness first. And when you're not practicing mindfulness, if you want to think in terms of the three characteristics of existence, your mind will keep craving for things. So when you start to craving for things, tell yourself that what you crave for is not really will not really make you happy all the time. It will sooner or later will make you sad or angry. Okay, good. Next, for the Felicia Chan from Malaysia.
Ajaan, my practice still good. I want to say goodbye to you. I'm going to Thailand for a retreat this Saturday. If I have questions, I come back and ask Ajaan.
How long you'll be in your retreat?
Still don't know yet. Now Malaysia go to Thailand without visa 60 days.
You can extend for another 30 after.
Yeah.
So you have 90 days to get all together.
Yeah. Okay. Even I come back for a while, I go back again. It's okay.
Yeah. And you can always renew by coming back and then go and return again.
Yeah.
Then you get your new 90-day visa.
Yeah. Come back easily also, and then go back again also easily.
Yeah.
It's okay to me.
Okay. You still going to stay with Ajaan Long Po Thai?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajaan. If I
Okay.
have any question, I come back and ask Ajaan.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Okay, thank you. Anumodana. Sadhu.
Next, Alvin from Malaysia also.
Namaskar, Ajaan.
just here to pay respect, but no question.
Okay. Next, Alice. Alice, where are you from? Is this your first time to join us?
Good evening. Yes, it's my first time. I'm listening mostly today. I don't have any questions.
Where are you from?
I'm French. I'm from France,
From
but I
France.
live in Thailand.
I see.
I work, I came back, and I'm doing a long spiritual journey towards a better well-being and health after struggling with some health issues for many years. And now I'm finding some peace and rest for my soul and my mind in Buddhism. So I'm discovering the benefits of faith in your teachings.
Okay, good. I hope you can use it to enable your mind to be happier.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. If you have any question, you can ask later on.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Next, Dave Yenso from Penang.
Tan Ajaan, good evening. No question, Tan Ajaan. Yeah.
Okay. We'll go to Samanji. I believe she has some questions. Hi, Samanji.
Hi, Ajaan. Hi, Ajaan.
What can I help you
Okay.
with today?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly. Good.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions today as well. Firstly, Ajaan, what sort of a relationship should Buddhists have with money? In Buddhism, is it a good thing to try hard to become a millionaire? Or what sort of a relationship should Buddhists have with money?
Just enough
Maybe
to
for a lay
just
person.
just enough to survive. Just enough to pay for your expenses, your full requisite of living, food, clothing, shelter, and medicine.
Okay. Also, Ajaan, even if we want to give some money to others, at least for that, we should be wealthy enough, no, even to do a bit of charity. In that case, like, is it a good thing to earn money and to
Not to earn money to do charity. You do charity because you have extra money that you don't need. Then instead you don't want to spend time, go after money and then give it away. It's better for you to spend your time on meditation practice.
And also, Ajaan, actually a non-Buddhist recently asked me, he asked me actually, why are monastery monks are truly happy? Is it because he didn't refer to temple monks, he referred to monastery monks. He asked me as to why they are truly happy, and he asked me as to what's the formula behind their happiness. That's how he put it. He's a Catholic, actually. Could you help me?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
the practice of charity, morality, and meditation. This is the way to keep the mind happy. You do charity to let go of your attachment to money, or you're relying on money for happiness.
Okay.
Because when you do charity, you feel happy, and this kind of happiness doesn't hurt you. You like the happiness you get from spending money on luxury things or unnecessary items, because they are addiction if you spend money on those luxury things. Regardless of how much you buy, you still want to buy more. And when you cannot afford to buy more, then you become unhappy. When the money you give to charity makes you feel full and happy and contented.
Okay.
And if you become a monk, then you don't have to worry about charity because you don't have any money.
Yes, yeah.
Then you just worry about keeping the precepts and meditating to calm your mind, to stop your cravings. It's the craving that makes you unhappy. Once there are no craving in your mind, then you feel content, happy.
Okay. And Ajaan, my next question is, does true compassion means treating all beings equally with same kindness? True compassion in Buddhism?
True compassion means you're ready to help anybody who's in need, regardless of who they are, what they are.
Okay. It's not treating all beings equally with same kindness, right? Because,
You,
for
you,
example,
no, you help those who in need. Those who are not in need, you don't have to help them.
okay, and also like, but we have to treat our parents better than others, right? We have to give we have to treat them in a particular way than we would treat others, like special treatment deserved, no?
This is more than compassion. It's an act of being grateful for what they have done for us,
Okay.
which is a very important quality in us if we want to be a good person. A good person will never forget things that people do for us. And if we can help, if we can pay back, we will try to pay back.
Okay, then it's good to sacrifice anything. I mean, even our meditation practices or anything to look after an ailing parent, right? According to the Buddha, that's the what's the yeah.
Well, you can, if you have no choice, if you have to choose between looking after them and not meditating, then you have to first look after them first. But if you can somehow manage, find somebody to help you part-time, so that you can have some time to go meditate, then you can also do that.
But the Buddha emphasized the importance of looking after one's parents. Isn't
Yes.
that so, Tanajan? Like,
It doesn't mean you have to do it yourself. Sometimes you can hire somebody to do it for you also.
okay.
As long as they are looked after and physically with the four requisites of living. Whether you do it directly yourself or you have somebody, you pay somebody else to do it for you, it's no different.
I mean, what's the best way to look after them? Maybe to teach them the Dhamma would be the best, no? I'm not referring to physical, yeah.
In Buddhism, we're not supposed to teach our parents. We cannot teach somebody who's older than us. They have more experience than us.
But,
only if they ask for help, only if they ask for our advice, then we can do it.
Teach them the Dhamma if they are not willing to listen. I refer to that, Tanajan.
You should not then, because Dhamma should only be taught to people who want to learn.
Okay. So we should not. I didn't get you properly, Tanajan. If they are willing to learn,
yes,
we better go ahead.
Them. Yeah.
Okay.
If they ask you what is Dhamma, and then you can tell them what Dhamma is, so forth. But if they're not interested, then it's not your position to go and teach your parents or tell them what to do.
Okay.
Because in Buddhism, we consider this being irrespectful of your parents.
Okay. Okay. And Thanajan, like where are Brahma and Deva worlds realms located? Brahma realm and Deva realm?
Deva and Brahma?
Deva and Brahma realms, what are the physical locations of these realms?
No, these are spiritual location. They are in spiritual world. But when they are human being, their mind can be Deva or be Brahma. Depends on what type of karma they do. If they keep the 5 precepts and they do a lot of charity, they might become Deva, even if the body is still human.
Okay.
But if they can keep the 8 precepts and practice meditation and get to jhana, then the mind becomes Brahma.
Okay.
But the body is still human. And after the body dies, then the mind will be in the Brahma realm or in the Deva realm accordingly.
But in certain Buddhist texts, Nanajan, I have read that some people, like after they are dead, they have gone and born in Brahma world, and some had gone and born in Deva world, like that. So I thought there are separate realms. They have physical locations. So that's not correct.
They have separate spiritual location, not physical location. Because when there's no body, then the physical location.
Spiritual.
Yeah, it's a spiritual. And actually, it's not a location. It's just a state of mind.
It's
state of the mind. It's a state of the mind.
okay. Okay, are they? The thing is, it said that Prince Siddhartha's mother was born in Tavutisa heaven.
Yes.
So heaven, it means a spiritual location.
That's the day, yeah, spiritual location.
Okay.
And the Buddha needs to have psychic ability to be able to contact spiritual beings. If you don't have this psychic ability, you will not be able to connect with them. And in order to get this psychic ability, you have to enter into another type of samadhi called upachara samadhi.
Okay.
But upachara samadhi is not required for practice for attaining to nibbana. In fact, it can be a distraction if you somehow have this ability to have psychic power. Then you might, instead of trying to meditate to get equanimity, you meditate to get to this special power and play with your power. And it can become a tool of your defilement if you're not careful.
And Ajaan, we have read that the king of God, I think they were called Shakra. He came to listen to the sermons of the Buddha. That means he's a spiritual being, like.
Yes,
and
they are spiritual beings. And the Buddha was in meditation when he talked to them. He uses his mind to connect with them, not his body.
Also, we have read that these devas or Brahmas, devas wear a lot of heavy gold jewelry and all those are like Buddhist literature. Those are not real.
Well, in the spiritual realm, we're living in a dreamland. So when you dream, you can dream of many things.
Okay.
Dream of yourself of putting a certain type of apparel, having a certain type of decoration and so forth. But it's just dream, like when we go to sleep. When we go to sleep, it's like we're temporarily dead. We're not using the body. So the mind uses its own ability to create stories for it to entertain itself. If you do good karma, you have good story to entertain yourself with. If you did bad karma, then you have bad story to entertain yourself, like PTSD and so forth. If you did something bad, killing other people, other animals, then this bad story will haunt you in your dream when you die or when you sleep.
Okay, Ajaan, can I ask a few more questions? Do you
Go
have the
ahead.
time?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, and Ajaan, can a Sotapanna be born in a Brahma realm? And can
No,
he?
not yet. A Sotapanna is still having sensual cravings for sensual objects.
Okay.
He hasn't yet got rid of the sexual desire.
Okay.
So he has to become at the third level, become an anakami, non-returner.
To be born in a Brahma realm?
That's right, to be an
Okay. Ajaan, is fourth jhana, do we necessarily have fourth jhana or beyond to become an arhat? Because a reader,
the minimum is the fourth jhana and higher. The fourth jhana and the rupa jhana, and then the other arupa jhana. They all have equanimity.
Okay.
Make your mind content and happy.
And a read of mine, Ajaan, recently, after actually, he's a Buddhist. He asked me, actually, he said he has read somewhere that the Buddha had told Venerable Ananda Thera that if you have even first jhana is sufficient, if you have achieved what he meant was Ajaan, that we don't need fourth jhana and beyond to become an arahant. Even first jhana is sufficient.
No,
Something to
no.
that effect, he said. That's not
No.
correct, no?
He didn't read
Yeah.
the right sutta, because if you read the sutta on Samma Samadhi, the Buddha
Awesome. Okay.
said you have to enter into the fourth jhana.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Ajaan, my next question is about the dead and how to transfer merit to the dead. What's the best way to bestow merit to the dead, on the dead?
By doing charity, giving something to help somebody, to make people happy with your giving, then you will have a good feeling. This good feeling is called merit. You can share this good feeling or contentment with the departed by just dedicating it in your mind. Say, I like to share this good merit, this good feeling, this feeling of contentment and happiness with a certain person. You can name the person. But it doesn't mean that person is waiting for your merit or not. Because a person who died doesn't mean he is waiting for your merit. If he did a lot of merit before he died, he doesn't need to rely on the merit shared by us. They have their own merit. They can be in the Deva realm. They can be.
Okay. And Ajaan, once charity, when we give things to charity and when we do give alms and stuff, we have to after doing that act, we have to recite that gatha. And no need. Okay. Do you have to think about them actually at least?
Well, you have to know. You have to know that you have done something good, and you have to have a good feeling from that action.
Okay. So by doing that, we can transfer merit to the dead.
That's
if he
right.
wants to, if
the spirit waiting for your merit. But
And
we don't know what state of mind that spirit will be in when he dies. But we do it anyway, just in case. Whenever we do charity, we can share this good feeling with the departed. Whether they're waiting for it or not, doesn't matter.
Okay. And Ajaan, if the dead person had been able to attain merit, is there any way to know? Is there any way for us to know that they have got a better birth?
Yes, you have to have psychic power like the Buddha. Then he can trace the dead, connect with the dead, and find out, like the Buddha connected with his mother.
Okay. And if they appear in our dreams and talk to us, can we?
This is not certain whether it's the real or imagined. Sometimes you think about that person.
So so if we can even go and see an arhat to know whether a dead person had got a better birth.
Not all
if they have
psychic power.
upachara, okay.
Some do, some don't. And sometimes they don't want to waste time with this thing. They want to spend more time teaching you how to become arahant than worry about who died, what happened to them.
Sometimes people are worried about their dead parents. They want their dead parents to get better births and help them, Ajaan. That's why. So,
well, the best thing they could do is just do charity and just send it. That's all. Or they themselves to meditate until they have their own psychic power. Then they can find out for themselves.
Yeah. And Ajaan, what is the definition of self according to Buddhism? Does it mean that there's no physical body, or does it mean that only the mind exists?
No, self is a concept of a person, like me, I, you. This is self. It's just a concept. The real thing, the one who created this concept is the mind itself, the delusion of the mind. When you think, it's like writing a fiction, a novel, and you create characters. So the mind creates self as a character, as itself. You think itself as a self. So once there is a self, it has to look after itself. It has to make this self happy. But in fact, the mind is just a knowing element, thinking that has ability to think and to imagine things. And the true happiness of the mind doesn't come from creating a self, but from meditating to keep it calm and peaceful. and to stop this delusion and this craving that arise from the delusion.
Okay. And Tanaja, a body doesn't exist, but a mind does. Am I correct?
The body exists
Thinking.
temporarily. The body, our
Tem-
body right now exists, but it doesn't last long, more than 100 years or so. Then it will break up. The component of the body,
Okay.
which are the four elements, will then go separate ways.
Okay.
But
And
the mind still exists. The mind continue to exist
mind.
because the mind is the knowing element, doesn't break up. The body makes up the four elements, so the four elements breaks up. They separate. But the knowing element is made of only one element, so it doesn't break up.
Mind means thinking
So,
elements.
yeah, so it remains as a spiritual being.
And no two thoughts are similar. They are thinking elements. They change every second. What we think.
I don't understand what you say.
A mind means thinking elements. No, Tanajan. What I meant was no two thoughts are similar. They are eternally changing.
The mind is a thinking, knowing element. It keeps thinking all the time. Or it only stops when you have enough mindfulness to stop it from time to time. When you meditate, then you can stop the thinking.
Okay. And Tanajan, according my final last question, according to Buddhism, actually we should focus on the present moment. That and we have to be mindful of what we are doing. The most important moment is the present moment. Neither the
But
present moment.
everything happens in the present. There's no past, there's no future. It's our projection from the present. When we think of the past, we are projecting our mind toward the past. We think of the future, we are projecting our mind toward the future, which they don't exist. The past is in our mind and the future is in our mind. What exists is the here and now, which keep moving, see. The present keep moving. It doesn't remain static, see. Right now it is 8:50, and then the next second is 8:51 seconds, so forth. It keeps moving. The present keep moving.
Okay.
Keep moving away from the present. From the present become past, and the future become present again. So actually, there's only one present. There's no past or future. It's only our thought of them that makes them exist.
Okay. And Tanajan, but I mean, we remain grateful to certain people like our parents because of past relationships, because they had been our parents, like maybe, isn't it a past relationship? Like,
no, just this present relationship. We owe them our life. They give us our life.
Okay.
But we don't know the past. Whether we have any relationship or not, that doesn't matter. What matters is this present relationship with anybody, even with somebody who's not your parent, but if they raise you up and feed you and give you your life, then you should be grateful to them.
And sometimes we remain grateful to our old school teachers.
Yes,
maybe
teachers, anybody who is kind to you and help you, and if possible, you want to repay, you want to help return the favor that you have done for you.
Okay, Tanajan. That's all for today. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you for your question.
Wish you good health. Yeah.
I think your question help make people understand a lot more about Buddhism also.
Thank you so much, Tanajan. Wish you good health. And
you're welcome. How's your sister? Are you in contact with her?
Yeah. She's in a monastery these days.
Oh, really? In Switzerland?
I think
I see.
I think she went there for to give a dana, for an alms giving.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I too plan to visit you soon, Tanajan. I'll let you know. I want to stay and do some meditation, maybe for 5 days.
Okay.
Firstly, I have to take leave from office and we'll come. Hopefully.
Hopefully you make it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See you then. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Next, Kok Seng from Singapore.
Good evening, Ajaan. Yeah, this evening I'd like to ask you 3 questions. The first question, for the first precept, non-killing, I'm able to tell my mind not to kill the ants whenever I work in the kitchen because there's this fear of the consequences. But when it comes to the number 7 precept about the to refrain from entertainment, there are times when my mindfulness is weak. I find it very difficult to suppress the urge, the craving to watch some entertainment videos. So, Prajan, maybe need some advice from you. So, how can I teach my mind not to give in to the urge by the kilesa whenever my mindfulness is low, like the roller coasters, when it's low? So how do I teach my mind not to give in to the kilesa?
Well, just to teach them to look at them like that they are poison to you. They poison your mind because they are like drugs. They are like addiction. Once you become addicted to them, you just have to keep having them. And anytime you cannot have them, then you become unhappy, restless, and agitated. So you have to look at them every time you want to indulge in them. You have to think of yourself as taking poison into your body. If you know the thing that you want to drink can cause you pain, then you will not want to do it. The Buddha, you have to see them as dukkha. They can give you suffering. They can give you dukkha because of their temporary nature. They only give you temporary happiness, and they can be gone very soon and leave you empty and sad right afterwards.
Okay, I will use this to teach the mind the next time when the craving arises.
They are anicca, dukkha, anatta. That's what they are.
Okay, Prajan, my second question is regarding last week you telling Mike Sheffield to see what is considered as passion to dispassion, and you give the example of unmarried person as who sees that having a wife and having a family is a passion, and then you actually so for my case, I'm a householder with wife and children. So, Prajan, so how do I see my situation now as a married person, as a householder? So how do I see from passion to dispassion, so that in my next birth, I will not have that kind of urging to want to have a girlfriend, want to have a wife, and eventually get married, and then repeating the same cycle again?
The same answer to your first question. You have to look at marriage as anicca, dukkha, anatta, as suffering. It's you only look at one side of marriage. It's the happy side, but you don't look at the other side, the painful side of marriage. So you have to teach your mind to look at the other side of marriage also. That things can go uncontrollable sometimes. It's anicca. Your relationship with your family can change, can go up or can go down, and you cannot control this relationship. You cannot maintain peace and happiness in your relationship all the time. So you'll see dukkha from having relationship. So maybe next time when you want to have a family, you say, if you can see the anicca and dukkha anatta from this relationship, then you will then not want to have any marriage relationship.
So I can see from what is passion as dispassion, and from enchanted by
seeing the three characters, by seeing the dukkha inherent in everything.
Okay. Okay, this one I will do my homework. Yeah. Then, Prajan, my last question is, last week you mentioned that the Kalisa is not afraid of one having the head shaved and wearing the yellow robes. And my reflection was that all along I have that notion that, that if I become a monastic, a lot of my kilesas would be resolved and so on. So I think I may have that kind of wrong fantasy of being monastics. So I'll be still facing the same problems even when that I'm facing now as a lay person. Even when I put on when I become a monastic. So just want to check, Prajan, is that the notion I have of a monastic is oversimplified.
Yes, the shaving of your head and putting on the yellow robe doesn't scare your defilement or get rid of them. It's the training in the triple training that will get rid of them. The training of sila, samadhi, and panya. But at least you are committed to this training. See, once you take up the robe and shave your head off your head, it means you are now committed to go into the battle with your defilement. But your defilement is still in your mind. You haven't started yet. You're just starting.
Understand. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Prajan.
It's like you want to become a policeman or a soldier, you have to go through the training in order to become the real soldier.
Yeah.
Not just putting on the uniform of a soldier and it makes you a soldier.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Prajan.
All right. You're welcome. Next, Marsha from Ohio. Hi, Marsha.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you. I've been working on the meditation instructions that you've given me over the last months. And so I've been sticking to the knowing the nose tip where the air enters and leaves. And so I've made some progress on that where I can keep a steady, just keep the attention steadily right at that point, and then can see, well, not see, you know when the air touches coming in and the air touches going out. If I do that for a long enough time and hold it completely steady, keeping the mind in that direction, sometimes the mind becomes spacious, even while I'm right at the nose tip. There's like a spacious quality, and sometimes like the whole face will be gone, and it'll just be like the knowing is at a point, and like the body is not there anymore, but there's
Yes.
the knowing and the point, and I want to make sure I'm
That's right.
progressing.
Eventually, all that is left is just a knowing. Even the point will disappear from your awareness.
Even the point you
Even
said
the
will
point
disappear.
and your breath will completely disappear from your awareness, from your consciousness. All that is left is just a knowing.
Okay, thank you.
And you feel a sense of relief and light-hearted, feeling happy. You have equanimity, feeling of no emotion are left in your mind during that time. No love or hate or fear or delusion.
Okay. And in listening to many of your talks and your descriptions of jhana, I've been doing the practice for about 10 years, and I can look back at different experiences I've had, and I'm thinking, yeah, that must have been jhana. And I know in one of them, it was like extreme joy, a joy that was almost to the point,
Undescribable. Yeah.
and almost a unbearable joy. That was early on, and of course that didn't ever come again. And then I was on a retreat a little over a year ago, and I'm certain that things that you've described, like you almost feel like you're in another world, and all the burdens, or another space somewhere removed from ordinary existence, and there's a total relief, no more burdens, just like a freedom, a contentment. But I'm wondering, you get these experiences, they come and then they go, and like, how do I have to become able to enter the jhanas all the time, or how much value do these little journeys into jhana, how do they carry with me, and what should I think about them?
You should be able to enter into jhana anytime you like, whenever you need to. Because jhana is like a resting place for the mind. Like you need to recharge your phone every once in a while in order to be able to use your phone effectively. So you need to recharge your mind with jhana to make it calm, peaceful, and happy, and be able to deal with any situation during the time when you're not in jhana. So jhana is like a place you have to keep going back to. It's like charging your battery, your phone. You have to charge it every day, right? Because you use it every day. If you don't have jhana, and your mind will be constantly bombarded with anxiety, worry, and so forth. But if you have jhana, your mind will be calm and peaceful, even when you're not in jhana. When you are out of jhana, and you can deal with things effectively more with wisdom by seeing everything as being impermanent, being no self. Then you can teach your mind to leave them alone, not to get involved with them, have anything to do with them, because you are happy because you are happy from your jhana. See? But if you don't have jhana, your mind will start to crave for things when you start to come into contact with them. Then you have problem. When you have craving, you might have to work to go after things that you want to have. And when you get it, you have to protect it, keep it going. And when you lose it, then you have more stress from dealing with things, possessing things that you can no longer keep. So jhana is like food for the mind. It's a resting place for the mind. If you want to live a wholesome, happy life, when you're not, you need to constantly charge your mind with jhana. And when you come out of jhana, then what you need to replace jhana to protect your mind with is the seeing everything as having the three characteristics of existence, seeing everything as impermanent, as having no self, that they can only cause you suffering if you become involved with them. And this will be the way to get rid of all your cravings for things. And once there are no cravings, then your mind will remain calm, even without having to enter into jhana. Because the one that causes your mind to become restless and agitated are your craving, your own cravings. So when you can get rid of all your craving with wisdom, then you won't have any craving left in your mind anymore. And your mind will remain calm all the time, as if in jhana all the time. Permanent jhana. This is what we call nibbana. Nibbana is permanent jhana. Jhana is temporary.
Mm.
But with the work of wisdom, when you eliminate all of your cravings, then the mind becomes calm like in jhana all the time. Because the thing that caused the mind to become restless or agitated are completely gone. So nothing can cause the mind to be restless or agitated anymore.
Okay. I think that, yeah, I've noticed that when I reach, even the edge of equanimity and then go about the daily life, then the cravings it's just less and less and less. And the mind just doesn't then get involved with anything. Everything is just right, just the way it is. You're just like watching it all unfold around you. And it's like, oh, this is happening, that's happening. And there's no reaction to everything. Everything becomes almost perfect. It's like you see it happening and a total acceptance with no agitation.
Mm-hmm. You can let go.
Well, thank you.
Let go of everything, because everything is
Yeah.
work of nature. You cannot really interfere with the work of nature. When you try to interfere, you're causing yourself suffering.
Yeah, for years I've tried to figure out what this unentanglement is. That term is used so much in the Thai forest tradition. And it's like your mind doesn't wrap around anything anymore.
Leave things alone. Nothing comes and go, rise and cease of their own.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for your help, because it's that encouragement to just keep the mind at the nose tip. And you've told me over and over to do that. Like if the mind starts to become empty, just stay with the breath. Put that, one person today called it the one-pointedness, where you just
keep the mind there at one point. Keep the mind from any action. If it's keep focus on the one point and it stop any action in the mind, then the mind can become still eventually.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you. I'm gonna keep practicing on that, and I'm very grateful.
Try to practice mindfulness and jhana for as much as possible before you go to the wisdom level. After you come out of jhana, but if you're not yet fully master your ability to enter the jhana, then pay more attention to focusing or practicing mindfulness to stop your mind from thinking. So to bring it into jhana as quickly, as easily as possible. Once you have mastered this practice, then you can use wisdom after you come out of your practice, of your meditation. When your mind starts to go after things, you have to look at them as being impermanent, causing you stress if you go after them.
Okay. And then the other thing that is so useful, and I hear everybody talking about it in almost all these Zoom sessions, not really today, but this thing of saying Buddha, Buddha, Buddha. And as I watch my mind during the day, sometimes just go off on these tangents. And I've started to just, Buddha, Buddha, Buddha. And it just totally intercepts the thought process.
That's right. It stops the process, the thought process. Bring the mind back to the present, to the here and now.
Yeah. So it's just invaluable what you're telling us here.
Yes, it's just another method of mindfulness. So developing mindfulness. You can watch your body, or you can use the mantra. Sometimes you can just keep watching what you do, what your body is doing, eating, walking, sitting, standing, dressing, anything. Just stay with the body, and your mind can become calm also. But if you can
Okay.
find, or you can use mantra, you find it more useful for you.
Mhm.
They are interchangeable. You can use them. You can change them from time to time if you wanted to. And when you meditate, then you watch your breath.
Yes, that's what I've been doing. Mhm.
If you could not watch your breath, then you can use the mantra to help you bring your mind back first.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to keep practicing
Good.
all of that. Thank you.
Okay.
All
Good luck
right.
to you.
Thank you
Next.
so much.
Next step from Oregon. How's your practice coming along?
Good. I had my parents here last week and I acted like a servant and it was very good.
Yeah, everybody be happy that way.
Everyone was happy. Yes.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, next week, my kids, I have to be up with them. Will it be okay if I start in the morning and then when I have to go help them, just turn off the screen? Or should I just say, I mean, is that okay?
What do you mean? I didn't understand your question.
I don't want to miss the meeting. The meeting starts at 6 a.m. and I have to help my kids between 6:30 and 7. So would it be
Yes.
okay to just start the meeting and then just turn off the screen and then come back? That's okay?
Yes, when you turn off the video, you move to in the back of the queue. But if you turn on your
And I just turn it
video,
right back on. Okay.
so
Because
if you leave the video on, then you'll be in the queue. See, but when you turn it off, then Zoom will move you back to the end of the line. So it depends on where you want to be. If you want to stay in the queue, then you just leave your your camera on, even though
Oh,
you're
so
not
just leave my
sitting there.
camera on and
Yeah,
mute.
when you're not
Okay.
sitting, and if it's your turn to speak and you're not there, I'll just skip and wait for you to come back before I come back to your queue.
Okay. So just
Oh.
keep my screen on, just mute. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, that sounds good. Thanks.
All right.
I love these sessions and I don't want to be rude.
It's okay.
Okay.
All
Thank you. It's good to see you.
right. Okay. Next call from California.
Hello, Ajaan. Nice to see you. I have a question. The other day, I stepped on someone's toes on accident, and my mind became very agitated afterwards. And I wonder, is this a form of attachment to?
Yes, sometimes you want things to go well. When things don't go well, then you become unhappy. So you have to look at life as not certain. Things can go well sometime, and sometimes it can go bad sometime. And just learn from the experience and move on.
Yeah, I was surprised it's such a little thing.
Yeah, because
But
of your craving or your expectation, you want things to go good, and then suddenly it didn't go according to plan, and you become unhappy. So you just have to expect that life is not certain. Things can happen. Things that you don't expect to happen can happen. And let it be. Just accept it. Accept the happening and also the consequence that might come with it.
okay, yeah.
And you can teach yourself to be more mindful, be more careful. When you do something, make sure that you know what are you doing at that moment. And less mistake will happen. Sometimes you do things without mindfulness. So you can step on people's toe. Just blame yourself for the happening, for the things that happen. It's your lack of mindfulness. Don't blame other people. Then you can correct yourself. You cannot correct other people, even if it's if it was their fault. But there's nothing you can do anything about that.
So it's preferable to blame yourself.
Yeah, being
this
in the wrong
case.
place at the wrong time.
Mhm.
Don't blame other people because you cannot change them, but you can change yourself.
Mm.
Correct your own mistake. If it's not your mistake, then just accept that this is not your mistake and move on.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't dwell on the past. It's already gone. What happened already happened. You could not change it. But you can use it to teach you to do better next time. If you know what mistake you did and try to avoid the same mistake next time.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I think also the person didn't react well, so I wanted them to. I was craving for them to react well.
Yes, they say, oh, it's okay,
Yeah.
never mind. But instead they get angry at you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Ajaan.
You're
Ajaan.
welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. Any more questions? That's it.
That's
We're
all.
done.
Thank you
Okay.
so much. Thank
All
you.
right, next, Celia. So you didn't come in last week. You couldn't come in.
Good evening, Prajan. I tried to join last week, but I couldn't. But assistant told me why I couldn't, so I'm happy
Yeah.
that I can join this time.
Good.
So hope you're doing well.
Yes.
Okay, good to know. I have two questions about my mother and how to make this situation like a practice, part of my practice. Lately, my mother has been having problems with her brain and with her body. They're not responding very well now.
Mhm.
So yeah, this has changed our routine a lot. I'm still struggling with those things. So one of my questions was about regarding her brain. She has started having problems with short-term memory. So she may repeat the exact same questions many times, no? So by now, for me, it's like a practice of patience because she asks the same thing, I answer the same thing, and 5 seconds later, she asks exactly the same thing, no? So I think there must be a lesson here because as you were talking, it's like the present keeps changing all the time. It's like I say something, I give an answer, but in 5 seconds, it's as if I said nothing at all, no? As if my words just disappear in the air. And then I start again giving the same question, the same answer to the same question. And then again, and then again, and then again. Is this a matter of impermanence? Is there something that I can also see in this situation that would help me make it a practice? Because I think it will happen in the future, no?
Yes,
And
her body is anicca. See, her body changes. Her ability to remember is gone, so she forget. So you cannot expect her to be like before when she could remember what she said. Now she could not remember what she said after she having said that.
yeah.
So you have to understand that this is how her mind or how her brain is working now. So just take the question and answer the same question.
Yeah, I have to because there's no other option. But I see a lot of craving there to this moment in time in the past where she was different, no? Where I could have a conversation with her
That's
in
right.
different terms, no?
This
Yeah,
is your
I see a
craving.
lot of yes, a
You
lot of
want
craving there.
you want to change her, which you cannot. She
Yeah.
changed, and you cannot accept her change. You want her to be the same like before.
It's
This
very
is your
strong, yes.
craving. This is your craving.
Yes.
You
And
don't see the truth of change. People change, the body change, getting old, getting sick, losing memory, and so forth.
very difficult, especially when it's a slowly in time, then at least you can prepare, no? But it was like in few weeks, and I was not expecting it to be so quickly, no? So it
That's your
got me a
problem.
little
So
bit.
you didn't change. You didn't prepare yourself for the
Yes.
things to happen.
But how can you prepare yourself? Because I'm doing mindfulness,
By thinking
but
about
it
it,
doesn't
by thinking
seem.
about it, practicing, thinking about when she doesn't remember anything anymore.
I'm sorry, can you repeat? How can I prepare
You have to
for that?
imagine the situation before it happens.
Mm.
You have
Like,
to imagine like, oh, she no longer can remember anything, and she'll behave like a child, like a baby, for instance.
yeah, yeah.
Then you,
And
when it happens, then you're ready to deal with the situation.
yeah, I'm doing that. And that applies also to her death and to my death, because I also
Everything,
see I'm not
yeah,
prepared.
yes, everything changed. Everything will eventually move to the end.
So I can contemplate on this. I can contemplate on death, despite that my mindfulness is not strong yet.
The stronger your mindfulness, then the more you can contemplate. The less strong, then the less you will be able to contemplate.
Okay, good. But still, I can contemplate a little, because I think that just going on mindfulness, this is going to take a lot. Like, this is going to take forever for me to strengthen my mindfulness. But there are situations that are more short term, no?
Yes, you can contemplate as much as you want, as much as you can.
Yeah.
The more you do it, then the more you will be ready to accept the situation when it happens.
Okay, hopefully. Okay, good.
And
Thank you.
if your mind resists, I mean, you need equanimity. So you need also to meditate
Yeah, that's what
to
I'm
bring your
trying to
mind
do.
down to equanimity. Sometimes your mind react with craving. Your mind don't want to accept the reality. You want it to be differently. So that's the one that causing you problems, stress and anxiety or restlessness or agitation.
Yes. And my second question is related to that. Now, of course, I have to do lots of thinking because I have to solve problems and problems that had appeared now. And sometimes I go out to do some errands and I'm in the street and I say, okay, I'm going to be mindful. So I'm just walking on the street and I see the street and I just imagine, well, it's my body just passing on the street, a body passing on the street. And I try to be mindful of the situation. And I become really peaceful and sort of happy, because obviously I'm not having any problems at that moment. I'm just passing by. But the problem is that in that moment where I feel a little bit of happiness, I have this very loud voice that comes and tells me, you shouldn't be happy because you have lots of things to worry. You have to worry about this and about that. And when you go back to your house, you have this. And then, of course, I become very stressed again. No?
You lost your
So,
mindfulness, so you have to come back to
yes,
bring back your mindfulness. Maybe you recite a mantra to bring it back.
it's very difficult. Once I hear that voice, it's like, okay, I'm done. It's like
No,
until I get house,
you have to
until
start
get back
mantra.
to
You
my
have to
house.
start reciting Bhutto, Bhutto. Once you start to hear that voice,
So
you
I
say,
continue.
yeah, so you can continue with your peace and happiness.
It's like a fight, Ajahn,
Yes, it's a
because
fight. It's
yes,
between your defilement and your Dhamma,
yeah.
the good and the
Because it's
bad side
very
of,
strong.
yeah,
It's so strong. I think I have it all the time because I think this voice always comes like
yeah.
these
We have the
worries.
good,
Worries are important. You have responsibilities. You're the only one who has to take care of her and so many things.
but you can tell her now it's not the time to take care of her. You're on the street. So
Yeah,
right now is the
that's why
time to
the
take care of
thing.
yourself.
But it's when you go back to your house, you have to think about so many things. So you shouldn't be
Okay,
happy now.
I'll think about that when I get back to the house. Talk to yourself that way.
Good. Good. I have to be more strong, no? Yeah, because
Yeah,
I thought it was a very clear defeat. Like it was, you shouldn't be happy. Okay, I'm not going to be happy. Okay, but yeah, I think I have to put a better fight in that. Yeah. Okay, good. So just whatever happens, continue with the Buddha, with the mantra, with
that's right. With
not listen to
mindfulness.
the voice.
Yeah, ignore
It's
it,
very
then
strong.
eventually it will disappear if you pay no attention to it.
Mm.
If you start to pay attention, then you start to react. You start to reply to each other, and then it can become a big problem.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. Okay,
So
Prajan.
don't react. Just don't pay attention. Come back to your mindfulness. Because mindfulness is the one that keeps you happy.
Yes, I see that.
Okay. Anything
Okay,
else?
Prajan. No, that was it for today. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
You're
Be well.
welcome.
Mhm.
Next, Alfredo from Sao Paulo. Hi, Alfredo.
Hi, Bante.
How are you? Yeah, it's
Okay.
very cold. You're putting on gloves.
Oh,
and
very,
hat.
very. 8 girls at
I
night.
see.
Very bad. Very hot. Very cold at night.
I see. Okay. Anything else? Anything you like to say or ask?
No, it's okay. Oh, okay.
You're happy, even if it's cold for you. The cold doesn't bother you.
Yes. On
Mm.
Sati.
Sati, mindfulness, equanimity,
Mindful, equanimity. Jhanas.
contentment. Happy with whatever you have.
Yes.
Good.
Okay.
All right.
I'm doing in my kuchi in my house obra painting
Painting.
walls.
Painting wall. Okay.
It's okay.
All right.
Okay.
If that's all, I'll go to the next person. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Next, Philip from Malaysia.
Ajaan, I'm here to pay respects. I don't have any questions, just happy to be listening.
Okay. Go to Lynn from Indonesia.
Good evening, Tanajan.
Yes, good evening to you.
I've got two questions today.
Okay.
And the first one is, you mentioned previously, after we come up of samadhi, we can do contemplation. So is that we do it still in the meditation posture, or it can be in any posture?
In any posture. When your mind starts to think, then you can use this thinking to think in terms of wisdom. Think of anicca, dukkha, anatta. Everything is anicca. Everything is impermanent. So don't be attached to anything if you don't want to have any suffering, any dukkha.
So how would we know that our contemplation is not delusional?
When we're happy, when we're not sad, when we lose something.
Okay.
If you're still unhappy when you lose something, then your contemplation is still not yet effective. It's not real. But if you contemplate on losing something, and when you lose it and you don't feel anything, then this is real. And this is true contemplation.
So
The
does
purpose
it,
of contemplation is to prevent you to experience any stress or anxiety or worry or sadness.
so long as there is no feeling, vedana, and perception, so it is a good contemplation.
A good contemplation teaches you the truth, the true nature of things, that they are all impermanent, that you cannot rely on them as a source of happiness, as a permanent source of happiness. They are only temporary. They can disappear, they can be gone and left you empty and sad if you cling to them or rely on them.
Okay. So is contemplation similar to vipassana meditation?
Yes, the same thing. Contemplation, vipassana, wisdom. The goal is to see the three characteristics of existence in everything. This is the nature of everything. Anicca, dukkha, anatta.
And I've got another one. How would aditana be different from desire?
Atitana in itself means intention or resolution. In order for you to be able to do something, you have to have a resolution first. You have to think, what am I going to do? Like tonight, you have a resolution to come and attend this meeting. This is Atitana. If you don't have this resolution or intention, you might go do something else. If something else come up, you might go and do something else. But if you have this resolution or intention, then when the time comes for you to join this meeting, you come in regardless of whatever happens. If something come up, you might dismiss them and say, I have this meeting to attend. In having resolution, it guides you to a certain direction. See? Without resolution, then your mind can waver, can change direction, depending on what happens, depending on what might come and get involved with you. So if you want to go, you want to go to some place, then you have to start to have resolution first. And the next thing is to keep your resolution. This is what we call being truthful to yourself. Be truthful to your resolution. Once you make up your mind that you want to do this thing, you're not going to change your mind. Then you will be able to set out to do whatever you wanted to do, and then you will achieve what you wanted to do from this action. But is this craving? This is not considered to be craving. Craving is more like desire, wanting something to happen, or wanting something to come to you. This is craving. But adhitthana is more like something to drive you into good action. Or bad action even. If you have an intention to rob a bank, this is not a bad action, but it's still adhitthana also. You plan to rob a bank, but you don't want to do that. You know this is wrong. Your plan is to go to Nibbana. Your plan is to meditate. Your plan is to practice meditation or mindfulness. So you can set up this resolution to meditate, to practice mindfulness.
So can I say adhitthana is the motivation to do something?
Yes, right. That's right. Motivation or resolution. You have to set up resolution like people set up New Year resolution, right? This year I'm going to stop drinking, and see how long can you stick to your resolution.
But sometimes when we have resolutions, then we will have expectation.
Expectation, it's up to you. You can have expectation or you don't have to have expectation. You can take it day by day and see what happens. If you have expectation and it doesn't go according to plan, then you can cause yourself unhappiness. Mm-hmm. But if you don't have any expectation, you say, well, this is all that I can do. When things don't go according to what you plan.
So we should have adhitthana without expectation then.
That's right. But with truthfulness, instead of expectation, you should have truthfulness. You have to be true to yourself, true to your resolution. Not giving up, not change your mind. Stay steadfast to your resolution. This is called satya. One of the this usually go together: resolution, adhitthana, and satya. Satya is to be truthful or to be true to your resolution. Once you make up your resolution, make up your mind, you're not changing it. Unless something beyond your ability to prevent, then you might have to change your resolution. Like you get sick and you're not able to do what you expected to do. Yeah. Like the Buddha, when he sat under the Bodhi tree, he make up the resolution, he's going to sit there until he became enlightened. If he didn't become enlightened, he won't get up, no matter what happened to his body. This is having resolution and having truthfulness, steadfast to your resolution. or true to your resolution. Okay.
I have a lot to contemplate. Thank you. Thank you, Ajahn.
Right, you're
Well
welcome.
explained. Thank you.
Okay, next. I just saw her and she's gone on. Rohini, hi, you're next, Rohini.
Good evening, Ajahn.
Yes, good morning to you.
Yeah, my practice is better, but still mindfulness is very, very weak. Does fasting help to calm the mind and get rid of thoughts? I mean, at least reduce thoughts.
Fasting helps to reduce your drowsiness or sleepiness, laziness. And it can also force you to do more practice. Because when you fast, you have hunger feeling. And one way to help alleviate this hungry feeling is by practicing meditation. So it's a tool we use to push us to do more practice.
Yesterday I listened to Ajaan's Dhamma talk. It was done in 1979 discourse. There are series of Dhamma talk in 1979.
Okay.
And when I continuously keep listening to it, and that helped me to reduce thoughts.
Yes, because you have to pay attention to what I said. So you won't have time to go think about other things.
Yeah, and those is very your teaching is very helpful to me, so it changed my life completely. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. Happy to hear that. I hope you
and yes,
find more peace and happiness from the practice.
Yes, so it's my life changed completely towards Dhamma and truth Dhamma. And at the moment, I'm struggling with the mindfulness.
How do you do mindfulness?
When as you explain in your videos, and when I get up and I try to focus on everything that I do when I walk, and I just think. But I continue this mindfulness for some time, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then without me noticing, and just mind is gone. And then I realize after some time, oh, I'm not mindful. So because I keep thinking about family matters.
Yes.
It just goes without me noticing.
Yeah, that's right. The slip of mind.
Slip
of mind.
And sometimes those thoughts are quite useless ones, meaningless, but still it does go. And then after some time I realize I'm not mindful, and then again it's continue the same way, but I'm not mindful continuously through the day. So when my sitting is I feel it's better now, better than before. I can sit about an hour, but it's not continuous the breath meditation, but it's not completely mindful. So then I feel a bit discouraged. Oh, my mind goes somewhere, and then I get up.
You have to be patient and just say things will get better. The more you practice, then the more mindful you'll have. So this thing slowly develop. It's like changing an old habit to a new habit. It takes time. Our old habit is to be mindless, not to be mindful. Now we want to be mindful, so it will take time to change the habit. Like they say, old habit die hard.
Yes, so that's what happens. You sit down and on breath meditation, and then continue till about an hour, but it is not continuous mindful. But I'm mindful of the breath coming in and out, but at the same time, the mind goes to
Something else.
other things.
Bring it
And
back.
then,
As soon as you know that it's not with your breath, then bring it back to the breath. Just keep bringing it back.
yeah.
It's like catching a monkey, you know. You catch a
It
monkey
is
and
actually
then you lose grip of the monkey, then it's gone. So you have to go
it's
after.
like a monkey mind, yes.
Yeah.
So then I just feel sad why this is going, and then I come down and listen to your Dhamma talk, and when I listen to that audio 1979 discourse is so useful, and I just saw it yesterday, and I listened about 3-4 continuously, but during that time I managed to the reduce my thoughts. So
Good. Yeah.
that is called, I feel good about it, and just really want to thank.
You are going in the right direction, but you have just to be patient.
Yeah,
Because
because
the result
although
don't come easy.
so serious, because my meditation was actually turned to good side since last couple of months. That is when I met you in the internet, and before that, and I was going to these retreat centers like here, International Meditation Center, like Yubaki. But I went there for 3-4 times, but that wasn't really helpful to me. So it is basically didn't do anything to me. So now I just feel life changed to a different direction.
Okay,
So
good.
that's,
Once you
yeah,
find the
that's
right
what it is.
direction, just stick to it and keep working
Yeah,
at
thank
it.
you. Thank you so much. So because I have been going to Sri Lanka, going different retreat centers, but I found it wasn't really. I mean, I didn't get what I was looking for, and I did not have understanding really. So now I do understand at least where I am going and what
What you have to do.
Yes, you see,
Okay.
that's the way it is at the moment. So I can't really ask any other questions because I am not there yet, because I'm not, I didn't really achieve any samadhi or anything at the current. My problem is only the mindfulness, so that I have to work on it.
That's all you need to know and work on that.
Yeah, after that,
because the more you know, sometimes they can become distraction to your practice
yeah.
also.
So at the moment,
try not to
just
know too much. Try not to know too much and then what you need to know.
no, yes. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ajaan.
If you have any question, you can always come back and ask us anytime.
Yes, yes.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Next, second, Anita. Hi. From California. Good morning to you. Can you hear me? Can you speak? Somehow your voice, your sound doesn't come through. Come through. I'm not sure whether something wrong with your setup or not. Okay,
Can you
now I
hear
can
us
hear
now,
you.
Ajahn?
Yes, can hear you now. But you have to speak a little bit louder.
Sure. Good evening, Panajan. I wanted to thank for all the questions and answers that I've been listening to. They've been very helpful.
Yes, they are informative, I think.
I had one question about when we chant her highest blessings. One of the blessings is to be skillful in the craftsmanship. So, like in the competitive world that we live in, there's so much to learn, and there's always this fear of failure. So I was wanting to understand what is that right balance of being skillful in the workplace that we are in.
It means that you have to find out which thing that you are more comfortable to work with, to do. Which are you more skillful with, and try to do what you are skillful. What it means here is that you need something to maintain your livelihood. So you have to be skillful in something, maybe being a nurse, being a tailor, being a cook or something like this. This is what it means.
So I work in an IT field in which I deal with computer and technology.
Okay,
And this
if you're skillful with that, that's okay. That's all you need to be skillful with. You need something to be able to maintain your livelihood. You have to have skill in order to be able to work and earn money. That's what it means. That's all. So that you don't have to go begging or stealing money from other people.
And how do I deal with this fear of failure when I deal with people, and if I have to give some interviews, if I have to give some exams, before that there is this fear of failure.
Well, you have to accept that life is not certain. Life can be right, be wrong, it can change, it can go up and it can go down. So just be ready to accept any failure. Don't be afraid of failure. It's part of life. Don't be a perfectionist. We cannot be perfectionists. But we can learn from our failure, but try not to repeat the same mistake again. And in the meantime, try to do your best. Whatever you do, try to do the best you can. That's all. We're not perfect. Nobody is perfect in this world. So don't be afraid of being failed. It's part of life.
Okay.
Just don't try not to fail the same thing twice. That's all. then that's your problem.
Yes, I'll try for that. Thank you, Ajaan. This line of not being, I don't have to be perfect. It's really helpful.
Okay.
Thank you.
And you, Saket, anything?
Yes. Good evening, Ajaan. I had a question also related to work. When we are working with people, and I tend to be on a kind of a management position, then sometimes there will be team people who aren't like they can do a better job still. Maybe they're not, maybe they're not giving enough attention to the work, or maybe they are not being serious, and it can cause problems later in the project. What is a way to deal with it in line with the Dhamma?
Well, you have to talk with the person and point out the mistakes and what improvement you expect from that person. See, you have to talk and communicate and let the person know that he's not performing as he should be performing, and you might have to give him the ultimatum or consequence that if you don't perform, then we might have to not hire you anymore or something. But you have to give them a chance to change, to improve themselves first.
That's very helpful. Thank you, Ajaan.
All right. That's all the question you have?
Yes.
Okay. Where are you in California? I forgot. Last time I asked already.
Yes, we are in Santa Clara, near San Francisco, in the South
Bay
Bay.
Area. Bay Area. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Right. Okay. Good to see you.
Thank you so much.
Next up, Palachita from Dubai.
Hello, good evening, Prajan.
How's the weather there? Hot or cold?
Oh, very hot.
Very hot still.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And recently I've been walking, so I can feel, it's really strong. But this is how it is always in Dubai till September. So
Then you have cold season also after
it's
September.
never very cold, but it's very pleasant, like what people in cold countries would say a nice summer, like that. So yes, it's pleasant after September.
For about 3 months until January.
Yeah, till February, even early March. It's quite okay. Yes.
Okay, similar to Thailand.
Yes.
We start to have cooler weather.
Ah.
After October, I think by October, the heat will be lessened.
And now is it like raining or is it?
Yeah, it's raining and sometimes it's hot. When it doesn't rain, then it can become hot again.
Oh,
When it rains, it becomes cool for a few days, back and forth.
All right. So that humid and rain
Yeah.
kind of thing. Right. Right.
Okay.
Yes. I just came to pay my respects and that's it, and listen to the
And
Dhamma.
you still do your practice.
I am still practicing. Yes.
Okay, don't give up. Okay, keep doing
Oh
it.
no, I don't think I will give up.
As time passes by, you'll be more skillful with your practice.
Yes.
Practice make perfect.
Yes, I agree. And
Okay.
that's all I can do, practice and put in effort.
And be patient, that's all.
Yes. After all these years of bad habits, I can't expect results so fast.
Okay, good.
So yes, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
Next, Kafai Lim from Malaysia.
Good day to you, Ajaan. I'm just listening for today.
Okay.
Thank you.
Go to Diana from Canada. Hi, Diana. How are you today? You cold?
No.
Okay.
Nama Budaya, Ajaan, Suchart.
Yes, any question today?
I'm just still contemplating. Next week, I will write something out more clear. Just very happy to be here. I keep working on my Budo. It has been successful in the moments of stress, very successful. I was able to maintain equanimity and wait for situation to even itself out. So I feel successful for that. I still working on the mindfulness and understanding where it is and where it isn't. One thing different, I was trying to join last week, but I got cut off because I didn't know I had to keep the screen active. So I will keep the screen active now.
Okay.
One thing is because I wasn't too successful in coming out of some heavy negative emotions, this past week I just consciously replaced it with some gratefulness and gratitude, and somehow it just gave me that mindful space to have my mind restful and then to begin practicing again. So that was something I decided to do last week because, you know, when many things weren't going my way. Okay. I think more people are in line, so I am happy to wait for next week, and unless you have some words of wisdom for me.
Just basically keep practicing your mindfulness as your mainstay. Keep mindful, and then this will keep your mind calm and not restless or agitated. And if you can sometimes reflect on the impermanent nature of things, everything is impermanent. This will decrease your attachment to things and expectation to things, and that will prevent a lot of stress from happening, arising.
I was able to do a little more anatta, and I was able to let go of control in many situations last week. In my practice, I found that when I was trying to practice a breathing meditation, I was experiencing a lot of tension. So that's part of the reason why I switched to just mindful gratefulness and gratitude, like metta, I suppose. I'm still experiencing some confusion in terms of when I am sitting, and I don't know, because I'm used to practicing Vipassana. Sometimes I would still do a body scan, and somehow I do find it helpful. But I know that I need to go back more to the breathing, the breathing meditation. So I'm working on that.
You can switch your meditation method. Sometimes you can scan your body, the 32 part. Sometimes you can recite the mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto. Sometimes you can watch your breath, depending on what your mind wants to do at that time. Feel more comfortable doing, and you can choose that particular method. Doesn't mean you have to be always watching your breath all the time.
I guess that's sort of because I was experiencing a lot of like unpleasant feelings, like just so I ended up switching to metta just to go through it.
Yes.
And
sometimes
but they last.
if you feel angry with somebody, then you have to use metta, forgiveness.
Yes, you're right.
Okay, so you have to understand what situation your mind is in, whether it's under anger or whether it's under craving for sexual things, then you have to use different type of meditation method to calm your mind down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some victim thoughts were there, I was like feeling sorry for myself, or like I was blaming this and that person. So once I noticed it, I tried to just focus on forgiving and forgiveness, and mostly that's what my week looked like. And I feel I was successful in terms of not rolling in negativity. And possibly there was mindfulness in that. What do you think? Mindfulness was. Mm-hmm.
You just try to deal with your mental situation. You need to have mindfulness to be able to do it.
Yeah, sometimes I feel I achieve more mindfulness when I listen to some things, like a talk from you, and so then when I know if I'm not connected to the Dhamma talk, I know my mindfulness is not there, and then I try to just like let go more, just to kind of like accept it in the moment. And then eventually it comes, like within 1 hour, it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just understand the nature of your mind. Keep changing. So you might have to switch your method of meditation to suit the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll go to Piao and Dr. Indira. Hi, Indira and Piao. Dr. Piao just got up, and I guess he has to attend to his patient.
Yes, Ajaan, he was here listening and he just had to go. Good morning to you from Toronto. Always so nice to listen to you every day, learning so much from all the discussions. Mostly, one thing really struck me was Celia, what she was explaining about her mother, because I went through the same thing about maybe 6 months ago with my mother. And what helped me most was I learned to, like from what you said, my meditation, I always started doing really early so that, I would be on a more equanimous state when I start with my mother from breakfast, because there are times when she has her breakfast and she just like Celia, she said, no, breakfast at least it's okay, you can give her something, but medicine, she says, no, I didn't have my medication. So, it's always being patient and, so practicing loving kindness, like you said, and you told me to be a servant to my mother and then doing the meditation early morning so that you're equanimous during the day. That really helps. So I really have to thank you, Ajaan.
Okay, you're welcome. Do
Yes.
we have any question tonight?
So, no, I don't have any questions, but I know we all have lots of questions. You can come later and join.
Okay, when he comes back, we'll come back to him. Okay,
Yes.
I'll go to
Yes,
Sri and
Ajaan. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Theron
Sri and Jack from Vancouver.
Greetings, Ajahn.
Ajahn.
Yeah, it's quite late, Ajahn. So I'm just gonna. Yeah.
It's okay if you have something to say. Don't worry about the time, unless you have nothing to say.
I really like that how you explain about Sacha, the truth, because I always thought that it's about the fourth precept, but when you
It is you don't lie. You don't lie to yourself. That's what it means. When you set your mind up to do something, then you have to do it. You make yourself a promise. You promise to yourself. Don't break the don't. You have to keep the promise by being truthful.
So Ajahn, fourth precept also not lie to yourself too, or
Yeah, not lie to other people, but it also could mean not lying to yourself also.
oh, I always thought there's other people. Oh, so everybody, I guess, including yourself.
Yeah, but usually it means other people. You don't lie to other people.
Oh,
But it can apply in the case of you want to make a promise to yourself, then you don't want to lie to yourself. By
yeah.
setting up resolution that you cannot keep or you don't want to keep, then you're lying to yourself just to make you feel good, right? Oh, I'm gonna stop drinking, and the next evening you buy a bottle. This is lying to yourself to make yourself happy.
Feel good. Oh.
From now on, I'm not gonna drink anymore. And then a few hours later on, you go to the liquor store.
Yeah, I always I like it is I like how you explain is because I always thought that Sacha is about not lying to other people, so I couldn't really connect like to Aditan. I couldn't really connect it. So when you explain it the way that it's not lying to yourself, that makes a lot more sense now that it's how it ties.
You have to be truthful to yourself also, not just to other people.
Mm. But if we are not truthful to ourselves, we are not really breaking the precept. It's just not good, right? It's
Not
not
breaking
good.
the precept, you're breaking your resolution. So you will not be able to do anything substantially because you keep changing your mind.
Oh.
Like you want to study to become a doctor, but after 1 year, say you change your mind, say I want to study engineering instead. So you might not be able to achieve anything if you keep changing your mind, right?
Mm.
That's what it means about being truthful to your resolution.
Oh. Wow.
Stick to your resolution. Stick to your promise.
That's so good. Like lying to other people is breaking the precept. Lying to yourself is breaking the resolution. Wow.
Yeah.
That's so good. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
In order for us to succeed, usually we have to have the resolution to do something first, right?
Mm.
If we don't have any resolution, then we don't know what we're gonna do.
That's true. Yeah.
Then you open up to your defilement to come and say, oh, don't do this, don't do that. But if you say, I have to do this, then even if your defilement say, don't do this or that, you say, I cannot, I have to do this. So this is the purpose of having a resolution and being truthful to your resolution in order to overcome your defilement. To prevent your defilement to keep changing your mind. Because when you want to do something good, your defilement that usually doesn't want you to do it. Like keeping the fifth precept, not drinking, for instance. If you like to drink, then you find it difficult not to give up drinking. But if you have resolution and truthfulness, then once you have set up the resolution, then you stick with it. Then you'll be able to keep and achieve this ability to stop drinking eventually.
So, Ajahn, if do you think there's a relation that if we really keep the fourth precept, we will be able to be more and more truthful to ourselves? Is there a relation, do you think, with the fourth precept?
You can maybe lie to someone and not lie to some other people. So it depends on how you do, I guess. Maybe being truthful to other people might also make yourself to become truthful to yourself also. I don't know. I don't know if there's any relationship to it.
But it's good to we should have both. We should have
Definitely we should have both.
Yeah.
Because they're good quality for the mind.
Yeah.
They don't hurt the mind, but they help make the mind become more steady,
Oh.
more reliable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Yes, Sri. You have anything to say?
No, I have. I'm just listening.
Okay, how's your mindfulness practice? Mindfulness of body. Still keeping at it, or you lost it all together now?
Not losing altogether, and not full. No.
No mindfulness of body at all.
A little bit.
A little bit.
A
Okay.
little bit. Every day keep pushing, but a little bit.
At least this meeting will help remind you of what you should be doing. Because I'll keep asking you all the time.
That's good, but yeah, of course, I'm practicing, but of course, not full mindfulness. Just like other people, sometimes lose mindfulness and we don't even know. Slip of mind. That's what you mentioned before. Yeah.
Yeah, we tend to do that all the time. If not, try to set up a certain resolution to do something, and then a few minutes later you forget what you have set up the resolution.
And that is the mindfulness, right?
Yeah, if you have mindfulness, then usually you won't forget.
So I go back to
mindfulness is very important. If you have strong mindfulness, you won't get dementia or Alzheimer when you get old. Because you will know every moment what you do, so you don't forget. Okay.
Yes.
I'll go
Yeah,
to.
Thank you, Ajahn.
You're welcome. Go to Nining. Hi, Nining from Indonesia.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, Ajahn.
Yes, good evening to you. Any
Yeah.
question?
Yes, I have a question regarding the recent question and answer in Facebook about Sotapanna.
Okay.
Here are the part of Ajahn answer. Once you can let go of your attachment to the body and your painful feelings, then you have overcome the first feather, which is Sakaya Ditti. When you let go of the Sakaya Ditti, and when you experience the peace of mind of letting go, then you will see the Four Noble Truths clearly in your mind. This means you see the Dhamma. Once you see the Dhamma, you have no doubt in the Buddha, whether he existed or not, because the Dhamma came from the Buddha. And the one who can see the Dhamma is the Sangha, which is you, So what is the meaning? Which is you?
You are a noble disciple. You are Sotapanna.
Oh, so the Sotapanna become the Sangha.
That's right. Sotapanna means noble disciple.
Oh, so even
Ariya Sangha.
even the lay person can become the.
Anybody can become man or woman, ordained or not ordained, doesn't matter. If you can get rid of your fetters, you can become a Sotapanna.
And the Sangha here, without wearing the robe.
That's right. I told you earlier, the robe doesn't make you a noble disciple. It's your practice that makes you become a noble disciple.
Oh, I see. And then the third fetter, which is Silabata Paramasa. So if we do the routine chanting, is it Silabata Paramasa or not?
If you do something to get rid of your anxiety or stress, then this is Silapatama. Because being a Sotapanna, you know what caused you to have the stress or anxiety or suffering. It's your own cravings. So you don't have to go and do rituals to get rid of your anxiety or worry. You just stop your craving.
So the routine chanting, is it?
No, this is not Silapatama. It's meditation practice, mindfulness practice. When you chant, you're developing mindfulness. When you do chanting.
Okay.
But if you perform something to make you feel good, then this is Silapata Paramasa. Like maybe kill a chicken so that you can feel happy from doing it.
Oh yeah, I see. Oh yeah,
But because of your unhappiness is your craving, not be able to get something that you want. Maybe not be able to get a job or something, and then you go to see a fortune teller, and he said you have to go kill a pig in order to be for you to get. Then this is Sila Patama Matamasa. Yeah.
Oh, I
Sila
see.
Patama. I can't
Silabata Paramasa.
Yeah. Do ritual thing to get rid of your suffering.
Oh yeah, I understand now.
To get rid of your suffering, you have to stop your craving. Sotapanna can see this clearly in his mind.
Yeah, that's the second noble truth, the cause of suffering.
That's right.
Yeah, I see. So now I try to contemplate the Four Noble Truth in my daily life. So I follow I follow the recent update from Ajaan in Facebook or in YouTube. So anytime any question, so I will ask Ajaan about this.
Okay, good. Just come in and join the meeting.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
I'll go back to Dr. Piao now. He's back. Dr. Piao, you have anything to say or contribute today?
Yeah, I was thinking you are the first person that he asked about the five aggregates. You did a beautiful practical way of putting all together the aggregates, how they work in practice. It's beautiful. I really liked your explanation. And also, when you talk about sanya, like you said, the distorted perception, which because we don't know we think everything is permanent, which is actually it is impermanent, and everything is beautiful, but there's a lot of asubha already, and everything is as self, but it is not self. So this distorted perception is the key for our distorted thoughts, and then do we cling to views about this, like a wrong view, and
that's right.
We
this is
hold
wrong
on
view.
to the view.
They are wrong view. To see thing as a self, as being permanent, or as happy as a source of happiness, because they are not a source of happiness. They are a source of suffering, source of dukkha.
I see. So it's a wrong view. So that we hold on to because we don't see
because we don't have wisdom to see the truth.
The opposite of what is really is.
That's
That's
right.
called Sanya Vipala. So I think there's Pali temples. Yeah. So now is it our thought process? We have some control. You said Sankara. So we can change, if you see it properly with insight, we can change our process of thinking, right? The intentions we can change. So we can, that we have some control, but the perception itself, when you see it, when you have, if you have the insight, you can see it properly. If you don't, we get stuck.
You just have to keep analyzing things until you see that, until you see the three characteristics inherent in everything. It's like study
So
physics,
it becomes a
study, you know, study science. You have to study, read, and try to use your
So you
rationality to
reprogram.
eventually understand what you're reading, what you're studying.
Yeah.
The
So
three
you
characteristics
see
is like
through
it's like physics. It is physics. It's a law of
Yes.
nature, but we don't see it that
Yeah.
way. That's all.
Yeah.
We don't want to see impermanent. We
So
want to
those
see
are also perceptions, right? Pretty much.
right a wrong perception, wrong perception, wrong
Right
view.
perceptions. Yeah. So I mean, so that your mind, I think, in for us, because of your delusion, we are programmed that way. But you unprogram yourself, and Arahat can see this clearly. You don't need to suffer anymore, right? Because you know
That's
this is where you suffer.
And the only person who can see this by himself is the Buddha. Without the Buddha, we will not be able to see this.
Yeah. So he pointed us. I think you ignorant, because of ignorance you see this way, but it's the correct way of seeing. The other question I had was, I think somebody asked about repaying for your parents. I think there is a sutta Buddha said, like, even if you carry your parents
On the shoulders,
on your
you won't be able to pay your debt to them.
shoulders for 100 years, and you cannot repay
your debt.
debts. But there is one option. He said, if you have like Saddha Sila Sutta Tyaga Prajna. So in other words, if your parent has less faith, if you can put him to the path of faith, or if you have less virtues, you can put he or she to the path of virtues like Sila, or some learning, that's a sutta, or some wisdom. If you instill some wisdom, that's only way you can repay your parents.
No, to repay in full, you have to make them
So
become a Sotapanna. Like the Buddha, he made his mother to become a Sotapanna by his teaching.
Okay.
Then he has fully repaid his debt to his mother. But if you only make them have more faith, it's not yet enough. You have to make them have 100% faith. So he can get rid of the three fetters, the first three fetters. And becoming a Sotapanna.
So they also have to be ready, as you said. Yeah. So I mean, if they want to have a receptive, they also have to be ready, as you say. You can't just force a parent. The parent has to be anyone, parent or any other person.
They want to learn from you. If they don't want to learn from you, then you cannot teach them anything. You can only repay
so it's actually
just by feeding them.
Could it account to wrong speech if you try to teach someone which they are not ready and they get angry and upset with you? Is it a wrong speech?
Something like
in
that.
A way?
Long time Mahaprabhu comparing teaching Dhamma to people who has no faith, like pouring water on a dog.
That's back. We call it in English.
What you do when you pour water on the dog will just shake its body and kill you. Same thing when you try to teach Dhamma to somebody who doesn't want to listen to Dhamma talk.
That's a very good metaphor. It just shakes and just go away.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No, because he was asking, see, with my mother, Ajaan, she likes some of the part of it very much and she wants to practice. But when you talk a little bit even about Vipassana, like Anitya Dukkha Anatta, she shuts off completely.
Yeah. Probably not ready.
Yeah, so we just leave her.
Because it's against her established view of permanence.
Yes.
She wants to see everything as being permanent because it makes her happy that way. And she says,
absolutely.
that's the problem with people.
Yes.
they feel happy when things are permanent. When things they can rely upon.
Yes.
But when you look deep enough, you don't see that anything you can rely upon at all.
It's not an age factor. I guess it's the
mental-
Pachatam Vedita Bovin, mental faculty. Because even Buddha's time, there were some old monks came and asked, teach me a simple way, a short way I could understand. He said, no, then Buddha taught some people grasp it because their mind is more well tuned, right? They have the faculties. Yeah, it's not the age. I thought it's the age. Maybe it's not the age. Maybe they are not ready. They are not faculty.
That's
Spiritual
right.
faculty.
The spiritual faculties that is being established from previous lifetime. Okay, we're running out of time for tonight.
That is so true. Thank you for
Thank you so much.
explaining.
Thank you for giving me time. Thank you.
All right.
Terwan Sarana.
We'll go to Kunjup now. And do we have any questions?
Yes, we do, Katanajan. We have about 8 questions this evening.
Go ahead, please.
Okay. The first questions are from Praveen and they're from Facebook. Can you explain, Bante, the 10 upakilesa in detail?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not versed in this type of information. I think it will be more easy for you just to search the internet for the answers.
And what about upajara samadhi?
Well, upajara samadhi is another type of samadhi. There are two principal samadhi called appana samadhi and the other is upajara samadhi. Appana samadhi is a samadhi that your mind become calm and empty and peaceful and have equanimity. While upajara samadhi is the type of samadhi that enable you to have psychic power. When you meditate, then you can enter into the spiritual realms and be able to connect with spiritual beings or have psychic power, like the ability to remember the past or the ability to hear things that people normally would not be able to hear or see things with the divine eye. These are upajara samadhi. Upajara samadhi is the wrong type of samadhi because it doesn't support the practice of vipassana or wisdom. You want the appana samadhi because appana samadhi has equanimity, which you need in order to be able to use wisdom to get rid of your defilement.
Another question from Praveen. How does one know that one has attained Sotapanna and what occurs during attainment?
Basically, now you overcome your fear of death or fear of pain. Now you're being robbed by a robber and he's pointing a gun at your head. And you just suddenly, at first you might feel very afraid, but then suddenly you have the wisdom to realize that life is impermanent. Your body can die at any time, and you can accept death at that moment. Then the fear will disappear from your mind.
Another question from Praveen. Can one experience cessation of consciousness during Satipatthana Vipassana meditation? And what is the meaning of Nirodha Sammapati?
I'm not sure what do you mean by consciousness. If you refer to the mind doesn't die, doesn't cease. The mind or the knowing element is always there, knowing. But if we talk about consciousness that being the vijnana, that connect the mind to the body, then this vijnana will stop functioning when you enter into samadhi.
The next question is from Tanik. My relatives say spirit can enter my body when I'm meditating and my mind will let go of my body. Does this make sense?
Doesn't make sense. No spirit can enter into your spirit, or your body, because your body is being controlled or being taken over by your mind. So only one mind can only take control of one body, not 2 or 3 minds.
The next 2 questions are from Sulan. Is mindfulness the same as paying attention to the presence of the mind or the knowing? When I try to walk mindfully, I would automatically shift my awareness to my head and notice sensations in the head. Is this correct, or should I place my awareness on my feet?
You have to pay your attention to your feet and nothing else if you want to have mindfulness.
The second question is, recently a very popular video game was released, which has fictional storyline from Buddhism and other cultures. The soundtrack of the game uses extract from the Pali Buddhist chant. While this is an exciting game for the players, is it a good or bad thing for the Buddha's teachings? Is this a sign of decline of Buddhism? I'm not sure how to view this and wanted to seek Ajaan's wisdom.
Just don't pay attention to it. Just forget about it. That's all. If you don't know anything about it, it's a waste of time. Better listen to Dhamma talk by teachers or read the teaching of the Buddha if you want to learn Dhamma.
The next question is from Lee Tekwa. Hi, Ajaan. You mentioned that we should only teach Dhamma to people who are interested. Does this mean that we should avoid sharing Dhamma-related information on Facebook?
To those people who's not interested, then it's a waste of time to share this information to them because they will probably delete it as soon as they see it.
The next question is from Intan. Pra Ajaan, this is continuing about your answer on Aditana. Pra Ajaan said that if we have mindfulness, we will fulfill our Aditana. My question is, beside that is, do we need strong desire to fulfill our Aditana?
Yes, you need strong commitment also. But sometimes if you forget, then you might forget that you have an Aditana. And you might do what you're not supposed to be doing.
And the last question is from Suchart Live YouTube, and it's from Daniel Stadler. What is the difference between rebirth and reincarnation?
I think it's the same thing, just a matter of definition. What actually is the changing of the body. The mind leave one body and go and look for a new body. That's what rebirth means. Like what you call like having a new body. Your body is no longer functioning properly, so you discard your old body and then you go get a new body, like changing a new car. Rebirth is like changing a new car. Your old car is no longer drivable, so you have to junk it and then you go buy a new car. This is what rebirth is. Okay. Okay, that's about all the time we have. Actually, we have passed about half an hour already, but it's a good conversation we have tonight. I think it's very useful and everybody should be happy and enjoying it. And I hope this information will help you do better in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, be mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, Ajaan.
Thank you, Ajaan.
Thank you, Amin.
Yeah,
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye. Thank you very much.
Thank you.